Commandant Dan Zivar had triggered the Academy's final trial only 3 times in his 200-year tenure. The Mecha Beast, a towering 20-foot construct of living neural tissue fused with advanced combat systems, was engineered to be unstoppable. No challenger had ever slowed it, let alone beaten it. "Unleash the beast," he ordered from the safety of the observation deck, his gaze fixed on the lone human cadet waiting on the arena floor. Every other contender had already failed spectacularly. The draconian berserker survived 4 minutes before being methodically dismantled. The Zanuran strategist endured 6 minutes with brilliant tactics, until the beast adapted and crushed him. Jake Morrison stood perfectly still as the colossal gates opened, revealing the Academy's ultimate creation. The Mecha Beast strode forward with predatory grace, a nightmare of sleek alloy armor interlaced with glowing bioneural conduits that made it disturbingly alive. Its sensor eyes locked onto the human cadet with machine precision. "Interesting," murmured Professor Telex, the Academy's chief engineer. "The human displays no fear response. None at all." The beast began its standard sequence, a deafening roar designed to trigger primal terror across most species, followed by a devastating charge that had annihilated every previous opponent. Jake didn't even flinch. Instead, he cocked his head slightly, as if listening to something no one else could hear. The monster's claws slashed through empty space as Jake slid aside effortlessly, brushing his fingertips across its armored flank. The touch lasted a second, yet everything changed. The roar faltered mid-bellow, its massive body jerking as conflicting signals tore through its neural web. "What is happening?" Zivar snapped, scanning readouts now flooding with impossible data streams. Jake only smiled, his hand resting on a nearly invisible neural interface port no instructor had ever mentioned. "You built this thing with harvested neural tissue, right? Multiple species, blended into one mind." The beast twitched, its sensors flickering red-blue, then abruptly powering down weapon systems in defiance of its own programming. "I grew up on Earth," Jake continued conversationally as the towering war machine slowly bent to one knee before him. "You know what humans are really good at? Domesticating things. Wolves, horses, dolphins. If it thinks, we find a way to talk to it." Professor Telex's tentacles writhed in alarm. "Impossible. The neural lattice is encrypted with quantum-level locks." "Sure," Jake replied, patting the beast's armored head as it leaned into him like some monstrous mechanical hound. "But under all that coding there's still a brain. And brains crave connection, companionship. This poor thing's been trapped for decades, forced to kill, never spoken to. All it needed was someone to actually listen." The Mecha Beast's optics shifted to a warm golden glow. With a deep mechanical rumble, it coiled protectively around Jake, activating defensive shields not for itself, but for him. Commandant Zivar's mandibles clicked in stunned disbelief. He didn't defeat it. "Worse," whispered Professor Telex, eyes wide as streams of data spiked across the monitors. "He's reconfiguring it. Optimizing neural pathways on the fly." Jake scratched behind what could loosely be called the creature's ear and looked up with a grin. "So, do I pass? Because honestly, your so-called combat system just needed a bit of socialization. Next time, don't cage a sentient mind for decades and expect it to stay sane." Silence blanketed the observation deck as every instructor realized what they were witnessing. Not just the first cadet to overcome their ultimate weapon, but a human casually redefining the line between biology and machine. The Mecha Beast released a resonant purr that shook the entire Academy's structure, curling closer around its chosen companion. Its favorite human was already teaching it a new purpose, something far beyond endless destruction.